This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
All right, the latest Associated Press Top 25 poll is out for the men as well. And the Red Raiders go down a spot to number 15. They're 12-4 on the season, and coming off a win where they escaped Colorado. And sometimes when you escape things, it's the mark of a good team. And then sometimes when you give up a 24-point lead, you just kind of go, what do we got here? Maybe I think that's kind of more what we got than, hey, well, they found a way to win, right?
Yeah, I think it's a situation where if your team's been rolling and you have one of them, you say to yourself, there's just a little hiccup.
Yeah, right.
If you've had some bumps in the road, then you say, oh, man, is this a bad sign, or is this worrisome?
Yeah. The top of the top 25 is impressive from a Big 12 standpoint. Arizona is 1. They're 16-0. They received 60 first-place votes. Iowa State is number 2. They received 1. Okay, I don't know who it came from, but probably somebody from Des Moines or Ames or something along those lines. And I know it's pronounced Des Moines. That's just kind of a me thing, Des Moines. But 16-0, both those teams are going to be very formidable, obviously, when you have to face them in Big 12 play. But Houston is 7th in the Big 12 at 15-1. And I'll tell you a team that is probably catching the fancy of a lot of folks is Nebraska, and Fred Hoiberg has done it again. Jamie, in college basketball, he's rebuilt that basketball team.
Yeah, good for him.
Good for
him. If you were wondering, Arizona and Iowa State played just once this year.
Okay.
It is in Tucson, and it is on Monday, March the 2nd.
Oh, wow.
So if they're going to face off as undefeated teams, it is going to be really deep into the season.
Yeah.
So the Red Raiders will, have already beaten both of them by then. So.
Okay. Texas Tech goes to Tucson on February the 14th to face Arizona. So it's a Valentine's Day there, and then they'll stay out there and they'll play Arizona State on February the 17th in Tempe.
When did they play Iowa State?
And they'll play Iowa State on February the 28th, and that'll be at Hilton Coliseum.
Okay.
And that'll be a 3 o'clock tip. And then they come home to take on TCU on March the 3rd, and then March the 7th, they play away at BYU. So, and BYU is, they're ranked 11th in this latest poll. Okay. Kansas dropped out of the latest poll after their loss to West Virginia, and they're the only other team in the Big 12 that's receiving votes. And we've got
a tough one with Iowa State tonight.
Yeah. So I think they're
that's a fun Big 12 rivalry though in basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. But I think for as much as you talk about how the portal has affected teams, I think that program.
I don't really talk about it that much.
The portal?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you don't. But I think that everybody's caught up to them. It's like, oh, everybody else is now doing what you've been doing. So, it's a little bit more of a level playing field, I think, when you kind of take a look at that. So, 15th, is that about right, do you think, for the Red Raiders?
Yeah, I mean, you lose one spot, you lost a game to a really good team on the road, and you were in it. I mean, you had the lead most of the game. It felt like, and so yeah, I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, I mean,
just one spot. I have a bigger issue with the Lady Raiders not moving up. I mean, and as far as I'm concerned, West Virginia was their best win of the season. It's a top tier victory there, and it's on the road against a good team. They probably should have moved up, but I am not going to tell you I have dived in to see who won in front of them or lost in front of them or any of that kind of nonsense. But it did feel like Tech deserved going up on the women's side.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're probably right about that. And I'm to be honest with you, I haven't done that either. To say, well, what did Ole Miss do, or what did Michigan State do, or what did Ohio State do? And I know
we know Texas lost, but they're not going to drop from 2 to 18.
Yeah, they went down to 4.
Yeah,
and LSU is 6. The top team in the country is UConn. They're 17-0, and then South Carolina is at 17-1, and then UCLA is at 15-1. They're ranked 3rd, and then Texas, and then rounding out the top 10, it's Vanderbilt, LSU, Kentucky, Michigan, Louisville, and TCU. It's hard to go, oh, you should be ranked higher than some of those teams.
All they got to do, just keep doing what you've been doing. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
I think that's what their point
that'll
is.
take care of all problems.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. They're ranked ahead of Baylor. Of course, you have a win over Baylor, and Iowa State is behind the Lady Raiders now too, after their latest loss to West Virginia, which I think for West Virginia to go into Ames and beat Iowa State makes that West Virginia win even more impressive.
Sure it does.
Than for what you did the other night against them at their place.
Yeah, that's a quad 1 win that's going to help you big time when it comes to seeding for the NCAA tournament. And you need to think about two of the teams in the conference that before the season started, or maybe even now, you feel like have a chance to finish in front of the Lady Raiders and Baylor and West Virginia, and you've got wins both places. So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. There's still a lot of season left. I mean, you got 13 games left, and got a game tonight and then Saturday. But they should be taking care of business games tonight and Saturday.
Agreed.
And next week is a little bit tougher because you're on the road, but you're going to places that one you've never been in Utah, and the other one BYU, which is a pretty tough place to play. But they're not as good as they've been.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Time for this day in sports history. Today is Today is Tuesday, January the 13th, 2026. With this day in sports history, here's Jeff McGuire.
1953. The third NBA All-Star game took place at Allen County Coliseum, Fort Wayne, Indiana. West beats East 79-75. George Mikan, your MVP.
They played some real basketball for that game.
1962. Philadelphia center Wilt Chamberlain scores 73 points in a Warriors 135-117 win over the Chicago Packers. That was weird to say. At the time, most points scored in an NBA regulation game, and remains tied for the third highest total. The 73 points. Yeah, Chicago Packers is just weird.
Yeah, definitely.
1982, Hank Aaron and Frank Robinson elected to baseball's Hall of Fame. 1999, Michael Jordan announces his second retirement just prior to the start of the lockout-shortened 1998-1999 NBA season. He would return in 2001 with Washington.
That's probably the one that you wished he hadn't come back for.
Yeah, I hate that he played for the Wizards.
Yeah.
And in 2022, Marco Santos Silva recorded a double-double, and Kevin O'Banner scored 17 points as number 19 Texas Tech extended its Big 12 winning streak to 3 with a 78-57 win over Oklahoma State. I mean, it's early in the year. You can't really extend it much further than that at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It is National Peach Melba Day.
Okay.
It's a dessert of peaches, raspberry sauce, and vanilla ice cream. I'm in.
You in on the peach, Jamie?
No,
No.
not peachy.
No, not peachy. Okay.
Happy birthday, former Texas Tech, really great, Bam Morris, 54. And Jason Sasser, one of Jamie's favorites, 52.
Absolutely.
Orlando Bloom is 49. Patrick Dempsey is 60. Trace Adkins, 64. And Kevin Mitchell is 64.
Kevin Mitchell, wow.
Yeah, that's why I put his name there. I was like, that's a name I haven't heard of in forever.
No question.
You guys remember the Kevin Mitchell catch?
Is that the one where he's running out in right field and left field and runs past it and leans back and puts his hand back to catch it?
He catches it barehanded.
Yeah.
Running into foul territory.
That if he hadn't overrun it, he would have had to reach back with his bare hand?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah. It was awesome. It was one of the greatest catches ever. Off the bat of Ozzie Smith, as a matter of fact.
Ozzie Smith.
Oh, wow. That I did not remember.
Yeah.
And on this day in 1968, in the midst of depression and a steep decline in his music career, legendary country music singer Johnny Cash arrives to play for the inmates at California's Folsom Prison on January 13th, 1968. The concert and the subsequent live album launched him back into the charts and redefined his career. Cash felt a personal responsibility to put on a good show for Folsom. He rehearsed feverishly in the days leading up to the concert and taught himself Greystone Chapel, a song written by Folsom inmate Glenn Shirley. And that is This Day in Sports History.
This Day in Sports History, 6:49 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Take your thoughts and comments in the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Paul asked this eloquent question. When is that tall lady going to play? That's the big question. Don't know. I don't know when she's going to play.
The very first second she is able to.
Yeah, the challenge is, here you are, 18 games into the season, and you don't know how much eligibility you're going to be able to claw back from the NCAA. I think, some say 2, some say 3. And the biggest issue is because she graduated from high school like in 2021, and that's when the clock started, so to speak. And I don't want to get all the compliance things confused because I don't know all the intricacies of it. So at any rate, at this point in time, you're still working on getting her eligible. But I know that they've been in communication with the NCAA and they're going back and forth. So I think it's a matter of when, not if, and then it's how much, and then how much do you have to appeal. And then I think the other thing is can you get into reasonable basketball shape, and then how much is left of the season, and then how does that affect things down the stretch, in terms of continuity and, how you've been. Obviously, if you have somebody that's 7-1 and you need an inbounds play, I mean, throw her the ball. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not just on inbound play,
but I mean
all the time.
All the time, but it's just
and then tell her to kick it out to Bailey.
Right.
Yeah.
And let Bailey do Bailey things.
Because you know how much I like the inside-out game.
Yes. And so, anyways, I truly don't know. And I think the other question is how much of the season is going to be left, and then how much, because you're going to burn a year once she goes on the court. So if you're going to have 3 years left, then yeah, and even if you get 2.5, it's with kind of the way that you've been playing, obviously, and what you kind of feel like that you've got going down the stretch. Even if she's available for, let's just say, 8 to 10 games, counting plus the conference tournament, does that get you over the hump?
Is she classified technically as a sophomore or a junior? Or is that what they're trying to figure out as part of this?
I think they're all trying to figure. I think she hasn't taken any college classes yet. When she goes into the classroom, this will be her first semester in college, from my understanding. It's the fact of when she graduated from high school.
No, I get that.
And then trying to provide proof of everything, and making sure that everything is on the. This is not like the Baylor situation or other things like you've seen on the men's side where they've played professionally somewhere or been drafted or something along those. It's a completely different situation. So I think it's just one of those things of it's going to take a little time, and then you have to determine, okay, with the time that you have left, is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
So let's just say worst case scenario, she gets 1 year in like February is when this finally comes down. Like I'm thinking worst case scenario. Do you hold her back and have her play next year? Would that be an option?
Yeah, but I don't think the 1 year. I think it's right now the thought is it's going to be at least 2.
Well, no, again, I'm like worst case scenario is what I'm.
I don't think you burn. I don't think you. If you only got 1 year, I don't know that you can.
That you'd burn her this year.
Yeah.
For as short of a season as it will be for her to join.
Yeah, because you have to think of her as well a little bit, right? I mean,
don't want to give her. You want to give her a chance to play a full season, not just a month.
Yeah, right. So you have to. There's a lot of factors that are, I'm sure, going into all of this that requires some deep thought and conversations with her and her folks and people along those lines. So we'll see. You're going to see her on the floor sooner or later, and hopefully it's sooner than later, because I think she could make obviously a big difference.
Sure.
I mean, it'd be fun to see more than anything else.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
We'll have high school hoops on the air for you tonight as the Friendship girls and boys are in action over at the Tiger Pit. They take on the girls, Midland Legacy. That'll be at 6. The boys will follow. They face Liberty tonight. And those games will be on Sunny 97.7 tonight. So I'll be looking for that if you don't go. And if you do go, take your radio and you can enjoy getting some commentary. Okay? I was thinking about this and get your thought on this with regard to the college football season and where we are right now. They'll play for the national championship, Indiana and Miami. And I'm not here to say that we would be breaking it down and all that kind of stuff, because obviously, there's disappointment because, you're not playing in it and you got eliminated. But it seems to me that the portal season has just taken over the college football news and noise, and the NCAA championship game is on a back burner as opposed to building up to this, grand event.
I'm not going to completely disagree with what you're saying. Obviously, at Indiana and Miami and those areas, those states, whatever, different, kind of somewhat different story.
Sure.
Okay. Especially in the state of Indiana.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Probably in the state of Florida, half of them are rooting for other fans anyways, or more than half are rooting for Florida State fans or Florida fans or whatever, so they're not completely obsessed with it. But I do feel like everywhere else in the country, you can't win or lose a game, so you're not breaking down a game, you're not analyzing a game. All you're left to do is kind of root for your team to be better next year, and the portal season has almost become a portal competition, and so each and every day you're trying to pay attention to that and see what what you can add that's going to make you better for next year. And so hopefully you're at the point where you're still playing at this point. So I think that's what teams are focusing on. It's like it's Christmas in January kind of deal for your football team. Yeah. And so I think they're focusing on that. Again, I don't think we would be breaking down Indiana and Miami regardless.
Yeah.
I think just we're excited about the portal additions. Gives you something to be, or choosing joy. It gives you something to be happy about,
Sure.
And so rather than sit around lamenting how disappointing January the 1st was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you make good points there. And the other thing too is that maybe it keeps college football in the news, because if you didn't have that, if you were just waiting for the first Wednesday in February like you did for decades, for recruiting season, then you wouldn't really be talking college football right now. Mm-hmm. So maybe you'd be talking, I don't know if you'd be talking more college basketball, or if you'd be, but it's just interesting how that's on the top shelf, and they're building to this national championship game on Monday. And part of it is their own doggone fault, because of how long it takes you to get from, the conference championship weekend, first Saturday in December, to now here we are, almost 2 months later to play a championship game.
Yeah. I mean, the whole supply and demand thing, and there's the demand for these college football playoff games and big games that mean something, and unfortunately the supply is short, and we're spreading it really, really thin to make it last for longer than a month or whatever, and it's a lot. It to me, it takes away some of the steam. I think that's something that you've always said, but I don't know. I'm also not one that demands that it's got to be done on January 1st and we'd be done with college football season. But it feels like you could make this schedule a lot tighter, and probably should have been done on Friday night, and not now waiting, however many days that is, until the next Monday.
And the other thing for me too is, I'm with you. I don't think it needs to end necessarily on January 1st. I liked having the two games on the 31st and the 1st. I just think you could get to where you have your two semifinal games on January the 1st, and then a week later you play your championship game.
I mean, this takes me 10 seconds to fix. Everybody play week 0.
Yeah.
Everybody. Right. Okay? Everybody play week 0.
Yeah.
Okay? And the season's done. Everything's done a week sooner.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not that difficult.
I don't know that they're got applications open for commissioner things or the sensibility director. But you'd be like if somebody needs a good common sense person.
Sensibility director, that's quite a term, right? Or a title.
Yeah, what do you do for a living? I'm the sensibility director. What does the sensibility director do?
I don't know that I am just as full of sense as much as you think I am.
I feel
but
like
if there is a place where I feel like I would be qualified to be the sensibility director, it is this show. This show right here.
Well, then what about your other show?
That one too.
Okay,
that one too.
Okay, both of them?
That
okay,
one too.
I want to make sure that we're not just...
Probably more this one,
But
though.
between the three of us, I feel like sensibility director, yes, I could fill that role in this group.
I might get some business cards made for you, the sensibility director.
He's already got business cards.
They're just going to sit in my desk.
along with the others. But anyway, the other thing that it feels like that and again, it's season's over, but man, it sure feels like you throw the baby out with the bathwater pretty quickly as far as the guys that were just here. It's like they barely get a chance to kick their feet up, and they're like, hey, we need that spot. We got QB1 coming in. You're out, you're in. But it's just the way it's just the way it is.
Yeah, I don't know what you expect there.
I don't know.
We gave them their $1 million or plus. Right. What else do they need for a parting gift?
Watch or something.
Oh, I'm sure they got one of those for going to the college football playoff. Well deserved.
I think they did.
Oh, that's cool if they did get a watch.
I think they did. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I think they did, and that's cool that you got that to wear for the next 30, 40 years. We get this, everyone play week 0 and then call it week 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. All those things. You have to think that when they're meeting next week to discuss the college football playoffs next.
That I'll get a phone call. I'll get an invite.
Yeah.
No, you don't think I will?
I think you should. I think Dr. Skubnik should say, we got this guy in Lubbock. He makes a lot of sense. He probably could add some,
There's your problem. They're not looking to make sense. They're looking to make dollars.
No.
And it's about them getting dollars, not about everybody getting dollars.
My plan gives everybody dollars.
Yeah, but they don't want to give everybody dollars. They just want dollars for themselves.
My plan makes complete sense. I can't believe that I'm actually sold on something I have come up with, which is shocking to me. Because usually I don't waste time thinking outside the box. I'm going to come up with something. I don't do that. But I'm sold on
because you don't make suggestions to people
playoff.
or things like that.
No, because I just, quite frankly, I just don't take the time to be interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
sold on my 2014 playoff.
I feel like that I'm curious is really where I am. I'm curious.
I'm not a super curious person.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the stuff that I'm interested in.
Well, I mean, what I get interested in changes kind of on a minute-by-minute basis.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, gentlemen, you are halfway home when it comes to Big 12. No, I'm sorry. You're halfway home when it comes to Texas Tech basketball home games this season. You are 8-0 on the year. You have 8 games remaining at home the rest of the season.
Okay.
So 16 total. My math works out there, including one tomorrow night and one on Saturday night. I want you to tell me what Texas Tech's home record will be at the end of the year.
You have 18 Big 12 games.
Yeah, these are just home games.
Okay, I got you. And this is just for the men, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, just want to make sure here I'm on the same page as you.
Yep.
I was looking for the rest of my men's schedule.
All right, let me make this easier.
No,
what's your record going to be in your final 8 home games?
I got you. Your final 8 home games. All right, so let's see. You got
7-1.
7-1. Okay, so 15-1 for the season. What game is going to be the loss? Houston. Man, that's going to be fun next Saturday night. It'll be more fun if it doesn't happen the way Jeff's predicted.
It will be much more fun that way, yes. But that should be a good game on next week.
Man, I really want to say 8-0.
I did too, but then I saw Houston and went, I don't know that one's a win.
I mean, your home games are, obviously this week you've got Utah, BYU. Next week you have Houston. And then you have Kansas on the 8th. Colorado on the 11th. Kansas State on the 21st of February. Cincinnati on the 24th. And then TCU on March the 3rd. No, I'm going to go 8-0. I think you're going to win them all. I think you're going to beat Houston. I mean, you almost beat them there, and maybe you'll have. I don't think you'll have. I don't know if you'll have the big fella back by then or not. Luke Bemboye. But if you get by Houston, then you're going to win them all.
I'm not as worried about this team in games like Houston at home, BYU at home this weekend, as I am just against good teams at home, not great ones. Those two I list as great teams. Obviously, they're in the top 11 in the country.
So does that mean like TCU?
I worry a little bit about this team's focus and bringing it every night.
Okay.
And so if there's a team that's still pretty good, would they have a chance to take down the Red Raiders? Who would that team be that you're playing at home? Would it be Kansas? I don't think Colorado's going to come here and win. Kansas State, no way. Cincinnati, no way.
TCU, that's your last home game. I don't think you're going to lose that game.
I'm going to say 15-1, but I would request that I don't have to pick the game.
Hang on, wait a minute. I had to pick.
We had to pick. Yeah.
Okay.
It's only fair, and you were the one that made me pick.
You're gonna say TCU,
Okay.
aren't you?
Kansas.
Really?
Kansas.
Okay.
I don't know, man. We'll
You
get
played them
we'll
so
be
well at
we'll
home,
be
though, over
up.
the years.
We'll be up for them. It's not going to be Kansas.
Yeah, you played so well against the Jay. No matter who they brought in, Texas Tech has played so well against KU, including last year, just absolutely destroying them.
Which means nothing for this year's team, since both teams are basically brand new.
Right. I know. History doesn't mean
Anything at all.
I know,
But you will be up for that game. It's Kansas.
yeah. But
I just feel like Tech's going to let one get away. I wouldn't say that I'm confident about Houston, Jeff, but I'm with Chuck in the belief that, hey, you played them really well there. You have a great chance to win this game here.
what away games concern you moving forward?
Well, definitely the Arizona and Iowa State ones.
Sure. West Virginia too. It's at their place.
Yep, BYU.
Yeah, it's at their place. BYU's home.
BYU's also on the road.
BYU, okay. Yeah, that's right. You play them on March the 7th. That's the last game of the year. Yeah. Your road schedule is way tougher than your home schedule. That's Captain Obvious stuff, right?
Well, just the matchups, though. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because you got playing Arizona and Iowa State, the top two teams in the country right now. And you've played a really, really hard schedule already. And maybe at some point in time that...
Welcome to Big 12 basketball.
Well, but my point is that the early portion of the season, too, you set yourself up for playing tough games like, Duke and Illinois and LSU, et cetera, Arkansas.
Always comes back to Arkansas.
Purdue,
right. No, not necessarily, but at some point in time, you'd like to think that those games that you played kind of help you pay some dividends when you go into places like Tucson, which will be a hard place to play. Obviously, Iowa State, hard place to play. BYU, hard place to play. West Virginia, hard place to play. So hopefully at some point in time that early stuff helps you in terms of having that experience of going in and playing in those loud gyms, so to speak.
sure would think it would.
Yeah. And
Although only one of those was a true road game, right? The Illinois one. All that you've talked about there.
yeah, right.
Illinois and Houston.
And I think, too, the game in New York against Duke, because of the Duke. But it wasn't their place.
Yeah, also probably not as loud.
As Cameron.
Yeah, definitely. Just because when you're in a smaller arena for a home game for somebody, it just gets louder.
Yeah.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
With Jamie, Jeff, and I, we come to you from the First United Bank studio. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Visual Edge IT hotline, it too is open, 806-771-0973. They play back-to-back again tonight?
They do. They play the Ducks tonight.
Wow. How'd they do last night?
They won. Thanks for listening to the Sports Center.
You're welcome. I thought that was the case.
3-1.
3-1. Okay.
Go Stars.
That's pretty. Hockey seems to me to be a tough sport to go back-to-back on.
It's extremely physical, so I would agree with you.
Well, they're only going from L.A. to Anaheim, so that helped a little bit.
I know, but they could be playing the home game back-to-back, and I think that'd be pretty difficult.
Oh, from the wear and tear, sure.
Yeah, I'm just what Jamie said, the physical aspect of it, the effort that you expend on the ice, because it just appears to me that in terms of just physical exhaustion, etc. That sport is, to me, tops of the amount of time that you're on the ice. And I mean, you're skating in addition to all that stuff.
Have you guys seen the recent video of the little kids playing hockey?
I saw a little bit of that, like in between
intermission or something.
Yeah.
I don't believe it was an NHL game. I believe it was a minor league game, but I could be wrong. And there was little kids, I'm guessing 6, 7, 8 years old, out there skating for a few minutes, and there's a throwdown at the hoedown, and we're dropping the gloves, and we are beating kids to a pulp. And I mean, it is all out. I mean, just brawl. And it's accepted in hockey.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
What do you think about that?
I don't like it. I don't think they should let little kids brawl like that.
I just Googled that. This is from NBC News. Video of children staged hockey fight.
Staged?
This is the headline. Video of children in staged hockey fight in Pennsylvania prompts vow of disciplinary action. The Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association has vowed to take action against adults and kids who played roles in the fist-throwing theatrics involving kids 8 and under. This is brawling in a staged fight at a minor league game in Pennsylvania. They're going to take appropriate disciplinary action. The wild scene broke out Saturday. This is between the Hershey Bears and the Cleveland Monsters at an American Hockey League game in Hershey, which is about 15 miles east of Harrisburg. Okay,
so they weren't really punching each other?
Viral video of the incident showed several players, including a goaltender, in on the fake fracas, dropping gloves, throwing punches, cross-checking, and hitting from behind. Okay. They brawled with no adults coming on the ice to break up the action. We are aware of a staged fight that occurred, the Atlantic Amateur Hockey Association said in a statement Sunday. They're investigating the matter. They're going to take action against the players and local officials.
I don't know what to think. I feel like I don't have that much of an issue with it. It seems like they were doing it to try to entertain the fans, and I bet the fans loved it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they did,
yes. Right? It almost seems like they were just trying to have a little fun with, hey, we're hockey. This is what hockey teams do. Hockey players do, blah, blah, blah. That seems funny to me.
Yeah. I mean, the kids were...
That's why nobody's broke it up. See, I saw the video, watched it for 20 seconds, like, okay, this is crazy.
I did too. That's what I did too.
Yeah.
I watched it for just a little bit, but...
I feel like they're overreacting a little bit there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they probably, hockey has this thing of, well, we don't want to be just known as a fighting sport, but then they understand that everybody loves the fights.
Yeah, I don't think most people think it's just a fighting sport. I think that most people understand there's great skill in it, but it's a physical sport.
Yeah, I think the 70s and the 80s were more, there was more fisticuffs.
Way more
than there are today. I mean, they've cleaned up the sport. They've cleaned up the sport quite a bit.
Yeah, so I feel like that's a bit of an overreaction.
Yeah.
I'm sure the crowd was loving it. And it was funny. Again, this is why none of the coaches ran out there and stopped it. It's because it was completely staged and nobody was really getting hurt, in danger of serious injury or whatever. Did you
do any skating or any hockey as a kid?
Yeah. Like, not on a rink, like on a pond.
Yeah, that's what I wondered.
Yeah, we played a lot. Yeah,
backyard hockey, so to speak.
Well, okay, somewhat.
I mean, a back pond. I don't know.
Yeah, it was on a pond.
Street football, backyard hockey, that kind of thing.
How cold did it have to be for how long to freeze the pond where your parents felt safer? Did they even worry about that?
I have no idea, no clue.
But anyways,
I mean, did my parents worry? I don't know. I really don't know, and I assume so, but I don't. For one, you do say that I have some sense.
Right.
If I had any concerns that I was going through the ice, I wouldn't have been out there.
Sure. Right. No, I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that. I mean, it's just still.
There's also an element of being that young when you're like, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I can just remember.
Well, I think too, it's colder too those days, right?
I just remember the horror of putting your cleats on and taking them off, or your skates on and then taking them off, because you would go there with boots and then it would be freezing and you'd have to take your gloves off and lace up your skates and all that kind of stuff. And then you'd have to, when you were done, you were not walking to your house and in the old, Eaton trailer park in your skates.
Right.
And so you'd have to sit down in the snow and take your skates off again. You have to take your gloves off because you can't. You can't get those.
I bet 9-year-old Jamie didn't like doing
that.
It was
miserable. I hated that part. Hated it.
It probably took quite a bit to get you out to do. You just like being outside, probably.
No, I loved being outside.
Yeah.
I didn't. That's why I didn't love playing hockey, because of putting on and taking off the skates. Yeah. But building snow forts and sledding and playing, tackle football in the snow, man, there's nothing better.
Sure. No, I remember the sweating in the snow and all that. We didn't ice skate, but we built the snow forts and football in the snow. And for us, it was putting on the galoshes. Man,
we had snow once growing up.
Yeah, and I hope I never have to do any of it ever again.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet973.com.